You're listening to Left Up the Valley 2.0, Atheist, Skeptic, and Humanist Radio.
All right, Hertzie, you got something for us this week?
I do.
Makes me crazy. Make me insane.
Our bigot this week is Nick Fuentes, CPAC, and then a whole host of others. Brent, could you bring up that video, please?
Yeah, sure. Here we go.
A video.
Oh, no. We'll have all the Nicophiles come at us again.
I know. Yep.
I'm hoping that they come up with better insults because the last one sucked.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. Not even funny.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Federal United States government the evil.
What?
The United States government has become the great Satan that many have called it.
Everybody drink. He said Satan.
What even is our main export?
Right.
We have our embassies and consulates all across the world. They wave the flag of what? Transsexuals, Black Lives Matter, the gay should mean something, and now it means all this crap. And it's a shame. Take a look at China. I hear Fox News and conservatives talk all the time about the Chi-Coms, Chinese social credit system. Have you taken a look at what Google and Facebook are trying to do? Social credit system. And now they're going on about Russia and Vladimir Putin is Hitler. And they say that's not a good thing. And I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. But what other way is there to say it? Of course we know that's a terrible comparison. But they talk about Vladimir Putin and his treatment of the dissidents and of Alexei Navalny and all.
Oh, thank God
Okay,
that ended.
So, oh God, yeah, there was like 5 minutes of him talking, of saying nothing. The hell is this crap?
Now, this is the America First Political Action Committee led by Nick Fuentes, who had their conference right next to CPAC, which is the Conservatives Political Action Committee. What's interesting is that with the titles of the rooms and such, you actually really would have a hard time telling whose was whose. The guest list had overlap with a person who makes Magic the Gathering wish they could take back their acronym Marjorie Taylor Greene. One shared topic was the current situation abroad. At CPAC, Trump went on a now normal rambling ad-libbed speech stating the disgusting slime who is currently bombing civilian buildings in the Ukraine, limiting social media of their own people to hide his doings, and man who could not learn from many failed autocrats from before him is smart, while NATO and the other world leaders are dumb. I would get Trump a thesaurus, but we're pretty sure that would go down the toilet as well.
Literally.
Yes. Fuentes opened up his situation with getting a round of applause and starting a chant with the insult to any descriptive word who currently leads Russia. So if you missed it in the video, yes, he did suggest that comparing Putin to Hitler is a good thing, bad thing. It's really kind of hard to figure out.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out what he's saying.
I don't think he knows what he's saying there except for buzzwords.
You know, for a second there, when I was watching the video and he says, you know, what's the U.S. main export? And I thought he actually was going to make a point because one of the biggest exports of the U.S. right now is weaponry and war. Mm-hmm. And I thought, okay, he might actually make a point. But then he says, trans flag.
Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
Trans flag, first of all.
It's not cis. Well, he probably would argue with the cis too, but it's not what he considers normal. Which is a very, very thin line of
as
stuff.
Much as I hate to say it, his idea of normal is Kevin.
And boring. Not that Kevin is boring, but
Kevin's not boring, but he's a white male.
It's one of those whites.
Heterosexual male who actually does take his fitness seriously.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Have you seen Fuentes?
no, but he thinks he's some sort of alpha male. You are kind of like the epitome of alpha male, and so like
I would say
are
that
the
Kevin
embodiment.
has gotten past testing, so he's beta.
The difference
That's
is
it.
that Kevin opens his mouth and you realize that he's not that stereotypical alpha
Okay.
male.
Patreon goal. You give us money and I will box. And we'll have a boxing match against Nick Fuentes.
Oh,
Oh,
my
that
God.
would be beautiful.
Yes. I would
Yes.
pay for that.
You and I, man. Mano to mano.
I do, but I do love that he tries to kind of backtrack this thing with like the how trolls on social media will do this joking excuse. And considering that Fuentes and his gropers are Holocaust deniers, this really isn't far out of left field.
Holocaust deniers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder I
Oh.
don't let their comments go on the page.
Yeah, if you let him like list off all the things that he believes in, it's just it's. I mean, they sound like neo-Nazis straight
Is
up.
he
They
an
just
author?
hate everybody that's like not white and straight and
I
cisgender.
know
They list
he's
them
got
all off
this
as bad things.
America First shit, and obviously he's trying to get into politics. But is he already in politics?
I
Is he
don't
an
think
elected official
so.
anywhere?
I don't think so. I don't think he's been
No.
elected yet.
It
Yet
is
is
just a
kind of the key
commentator.
It sounds
word.
like there's some definite aspirations there.
It is
Yeah.
scary to see how easily. I mean, this is a man that in the 2, 3, 5 minutes that we had that video there, essentially said nothing of any substance
None.
and was full of incredible lies and easily debunked lies. And yet, this is
This
the
is what,
pinnacle of right wing politics.
and what
Yep.
I don't understand. Every time we see a video of him, it doesn't make sense to me because he's just spewing nonsense. He
Now-
doesn't string coherent sentences together.
No,
Here's
it's
the
I don't. I don't even think he writes it down. Does he write anything down?
Probably not. I was going to say, now the next question is, did any of the leaders at CPAC have anything to say about this? There have been a couple of conservative leaders, but it's the usual, like, who's that guy from Utah? Tried to run for president, failed miserably.
Mitt
Binder,
Romney?
yeah, that guy. He said a couple of things,
Oh,
but
okay.
pretty much most of CPAC and everybody else has not said a goddamn thing, or even really attempt to distance themselves from this whole fiasco. Because there's three things that I can count on in life, which is death, taxes, and the U.S. conservative political movement bowing down and prostrating themselves to the lowest denominator, because that is who they truly are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For some
I-
reason, they just can't say it.
No,
Yeah,
and
it's weird.
It seems to me something like CPAC should be like a yearly event, but they
It-
have them like every
yeah.
3 months now. It seems. So what the hell's
Right.
going on there?
Yeah, it can't be
It's-
annual. It's like triannual or
I
not.
feel like it was annual at one point, but
Yeah.
you're right. It does seem to be
That was
coming up more.
Very common. It almost feels like one of those multi-level marketing rallies. that
Yes.
happen.
Yes.
You think so? So
So
they can
they're
all
culting.
raw, and
Yeah.
go out there and sell the product.
Yeah.
Considering how many grifters are on the right in the right wing, I would not be surprised.
It totally feels like that when you look at it, and like I said, the same thing. Multi-level marketing. If you've ever been to one of those things, the guy goes up there and says, "Yeah, we're doing great. We're so awesome. This is what's happening. This is where we're going." And go
Mhm.
out there and sell, and you realize you've talked for 20 minutes. You've said nothing.
No, but you
Yeah.
pumped them
But you popped them
up.
up.
Yup.
But everybody that leaves knows that ABC stands for always be closing. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all they got.
Exactly.
Oh,
So yeah,
Oh,
that's our bigot of the week. Fuentes again.
again.
As usual.
Jeez.